Number one, housing development program. It's number one and the best. Housing development program. Number one, housing development program. In Nigeria, housing development program. In Africa, housing development program. And the globe.
Time of the day when we discuss housing and all that concerns it. Are you interested in renting or selling your property, buying a property or investing? This program is for you. Housing Development is a weekly TV show that covers the property market, be it rental, property for sale, mortgage, interior decor. We've got all the information. Stay tuned with your housing diva, Flora Annie.
My name is Professor Anladi Matawal, the Director General, Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute. And this is to say that the Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute endorses the Housing Development Program on AIT, and the public is encouraged to key in every time this program is aired.
The year 2017 witnessed the collapse of structures in Lagos, Abuja, Cross River and other states of the Federation. Collapse of building is the worst form of structural failure. What are the possible causes of collapse? Let's hear from some professionals to avoid a reoccurrence in 2018.
There are many issues. And the vast majority or the major reason would be the prevalence of quacks in the construction industry in Nigeria. That would be the major reason. There is also a huge issue with the monitoring of the compliance with building codes in Nigeria. We haven't done very well with that. Supervision is a big issue. The quality of some of the materials that we use and the construction methods that we use are very, very obvious reasons why we have a prevalence of building collapse.
A lot of people who go into building collapse, you go into building construction, especially the private sector. You will see that in most cases, they don't employ the services of professionals that are in the field. If you go to the site of a building collapse and listen to the stories and history around that particular site, in most cases, you hear that engineers or adequately qualified engineers were not involved. You hear situations where it was a brother's son or a brother's cousin who had nothing to do with construction that was in charge of supervision and things like that. So I think we need to have the proper laws and apply the laws when we have somebody violating it. And this can stop it. Again, recall that most of the buildings that is being done by government, where they use appropriate engineering personnel, engineers and technicians and so on, you hardly hear of any collapse.
That's obvious. Most of these collapses that you hear about, you never associate it with professional engineers. It's quackery. It's quackery, and that is why we gather together like this to refine the laws and the policies of making sure that all buildings in this country pass through a system of check and balances that will make sure that all specifications that will keep a building standing for years are implemented.
First and foremost, to limit or to reduce building collapse, we have to have an efficient and effective mortgage system, whereby there will be a pool of funds for the right kind of investors to put into building. The second problem probably is also the issue of enforcement of the rules and regulations. Of course, there are a lot of rules, there are a lot of regulations as regards building, codes and practices, but the issue is the enforcement. A lot of buildings have been constructed without the qualified personnel supervising them.
To promote safety and qualitative housing for every Nigerian, a house while under construction should meet the required building code or standard. Is the National Building Code operational in Nigeria? How can it be more effective? Here is a report on building code and the construction industry in Nigeria.
In 2006, Nigeria came up with the National Building Code to regulate the conduct and operations of professionals and stakeholders in the industry, to serve as a model mechanism for regulating the activities in the building and construction industry through the provision of guidelines and sanctions. The absence of planning in cities and towns, incessant building collapse, fire outbreak and other forms of environmental abuse, dirt or standard of designs, quackery, use of substandard building materials, and poor maintenance culture frequently experienced in the built environment prompted the development of National Building Code. But then, how far has the code been implemented?
Nigeria, by the grace of God, came to have a National Building Code in 2006. That building code was approved by the National Executive Council. It was to last a lifespan of between 5 and 6 years before it is reviewed. And that building code is a federal government document, which means as of today, it can only be formally implemented and applied in Abuja. It needs to be domesticated in all the states of the Federation to address the peculiarities of all such locations.
To promote safety and qualitative housing for every Nigerian, the building must meet the safety standard as stipulated. What are the consequences of ineffective and non-operational National Building Code?
When a building is not satisfying the purposes or function for which it is designed, that building project is not satisfactorily delivered. The structure can be there, but the functions that the building is supposed to serve, the features that it's supposed to possess, and the stability that is supposed to exude, if they are not there, that building is sick. That building is not sufficiently designed. Two is that the building code allocates responsibilities. Allocate responsibilities. The building code helps to avoid the situation or prevalence of quacks.
The Federal Executive Council, at its meeting in Abuja, presided over by the Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo in November 2017, endorsed a new National Building Code for the country. But the problem that is facing the building code and the nation is the issue of implementation, enforcement and compliance, especially as it relates to indigenous building contractors. The non-domestication of the code at the states and local government levels is presently affecting compliance with the National Building Code. Full implementation, compliance and enforcement by all relevant professionals and stakeholders in the building industry should be encouraged in order to achieve the goal of the code, which is to stand the key of the built environment.
You're still tuned to Housing Development. I have a guest right here with me in the studio, Dr. Joshua Egbagbe, the chairman of Value Chain Project Consultant Limited. Good to have you join me.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I understand that very soon you officially launch an integrated and automated affordable housing portal. What are the aims and objectives of this portal?
Well, just like the name, Integrated Affordable Homes Portal, that's automated also. The aim is to bring together all the stakeholders in the value chain of affordable housing so that we can gather at one, more or less like a one-house shop, data that will help the industry stakeholders manage their businesses with precision. The critical aspect in this country is that we are doing a lot of things without precision because we don't have data. So ours is a strategic concept, which is a paradigm shift from the past, whereby even as a developer, I built houses in the past without this kind of strategic person-by-person data. So it's not just a general survey. It's a person-by-person data analysis. Cumbersome, but the aim of it has driven us, the purpose has driven us to create this portal.
While speaking, you said this portal will make information readily available. How will this portal be useful for the government and other relevant stakeholders?
Where government is just one aspect of the value chain of affordable housing delivery, theirs is even more straightforward. For example, we've done a lot of research work in Plateau State. That's our pilot state, which we did with the German government agency. We have data of over 1,000 for the pilot. Out of about 10,000 civil servants or more, we have over 1,000 already information data. So government now knows that land that's needed to build homes, the prices should not be too high, and if possible, they should even give them for free if possible. So government has enough statistics and data to plan for their citizens and for their workers. Let's go to the next leg, which to me is the most important, the off-taker themselves. Off-takers are the people that need their houses. Nigerians don't really know what kind of houses they can afford to buy using a mortgage. So people say they want a 3-bedroom apartment, but their pockets cannot afford 3-bedroom. But when you log on to the portal, you know the address of the portal already, nghomes.ng. The off-taker will get an automated certification that tells him, this is my age, this is what I can afford at my current age, at my current salary levels. We are right now working with the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to raise the data information system that will allow every NHF contributor, if you're an NHF contributor, this is good news for you. You can now know what you can afford through the NHF portal. You know, so it helps even the commercial people, bankers. Bankers can know that with their salaries, they can afford a house of 20, 30, 40 million. While workers maybe afford houses that are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 million. It gives affordability a new definition.
Nigerians listening to you right now will be so much interested in this portal. And one question they want to ask you is, how can they enroll? How can they register? Is there a process and is it free?
It's so simple. Actually, it costs money, but we discovered that Nigerian workers have been going through a tough time. And so I have a few partners, some of them are real estate developers, you know, who are charging the rich to take care of the poor. But the rich will still enjoy, because by the time they have the data, they can now build houses and sell what they already have faster. So we're trying to use that method to fund the portal for free. So it is for free for now. Just get there, log on nghomes.ng, and you will see the instructions there. Sign up is free. It takes you into the what we call the VC map portal. VC map is value chain market affordability profiling or pre-qualification. You fill out the form. As soon as you finish filling the form, you click send. Automatically you get your certificate at once.
Well, thank you, Dr. Egbagbe, for that information.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I've been speaking with Dr. Egbagbe, the chairman, Value Chain Project Consultant Limited. He said the affordable housing portal will provide enough statistics and data that will help both the government and other stakeholders for policy decision making and planning. To register, just log on to the website shown on your TV screen. Now let's take a listen to the managing director, the CEO of Heaven Homes Limited, as he sets agenda for the housing sector in 2018. Stay tuned.
The educational aspect of housing construction, I think, needs to be seriously improved or revamped. Creation of technical colleges where skills, construction skills like plumbing, electrical, welding, bricklaying, tiling can be taught and followed up to ensure that there is adequate certification, and within the industry, this is possibly talking to my industry colleagues now, within the industry ourselves, if we can come together and form a standard whereby, say for instance, once there's a standard, we will know that this is the standard we'll follow before we engage, these contractors, so that no contractor will come to me now and mess up and will go to another colleague of mine in the industry because he knows that he will get a job, and because that colleague will not even check with the standards industry. So the creation of adequate technical colleges, the creation of standards organizations that is not only checking material but also checking the quality of labor we have in this country. Then secondly, the legal aspect. There are so many bureaucracy in the title documentation aspect, whereby it takes months, like I said, even years sometimes, before we can perfect this title document. So if those areas can be achieved at least this year, I know we're making progress. Buying a property really is not meant to be something difficult, and this is again another issue or another aspect that I'll raise, regarding our environment. We have the mortgage banks. I know there is the NMRC. In terms of the proportion of the people buying houses, how much have they been able to secure mortgages from these institutions? I think the percentage will be very, very low. So that what has become a challenge, or what has made home ownership not to be very as widespread as it's meant to be. So anyone intending to own a house now is now subject to how much cash you can raise, to buy your land, and how much cash you can raise to be funding the construction until it's fully built, or how much cash you can raise to put down to a deposit with the developer. And the developer only has a certain time scale to complete the project, maybe 12, maybe 18 months, maximum maybe 2 years, of which you have to come up with the entire amount of money that is required. Now, I understand that can be very challenging for many, but if we can improve our mortgage facilities, the mortgage institutions, and come to the aid of people who are genuinely working hard to own their properties, I think we will go a much longer way to aid home ownership.
There you have it, Mr. Tayo Shonuga, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Heaven Homes, a Lagos-based real estate development firm.
There's a lovely place on my mind. I can't stop thinking about it. It's more than just a house. It's affordable luxury. It's a dream, home. I'm not searching no more. I found the one for me, yeah. And it is pure luxury. It is pure luxury. From the one real estate people I can trust from 1,000 miles, yeah. My brother, see, you love to call it home too. And I just wanna leave here with peace of mind and Haven Homes. I just wanna leave here, Haven Homes.
Welcome back. Are you searching for a commercial office space or shop to display your goods and services? Then search no more, as the Carmel District Market developed by Rural Homes Limited is still selling. Here's a quick one from Rural Homes.
Are you looking for the best place to sell and display your goods or services? Are you concerned that the task force might soon evict you from your makeshift stall? Or are you simply looking for a more comfortable, safe environment to do your business? What if I told you that you can now rest your nerves, as Rural Homes Limited is developing a state-of-the-art market experience never seen before? The Carmel District Market promises to deliver the best facilities available in the commercial business property industry. From open and closed stalls, deluxe shops, luxury shops, warehouses, banks, restaurants, and even a clinic. You can rest assured that the Carmel District Market has everything for everyone. The buyer is not left out too. The Carmel District Market promises to give you and your clients the best marketing experience. Paved pedestrian walkways, tarred roads, ample interlocked parking space, beautiful green landscaping, flowing drainage and sewer systems, street lights, and of course, a standby generator. And if financing is your problem, no need to fret. There is a business-friendly payment plan available for you. At the Carmel District Market, the client always comes first. For bookings and inquiries, call 081 300 31414 or 081 300 22392. Hurry now and buy your spot at the Carmel District Market and watch as your business grows.
In most developing countries, among important factors influencing housing provision, finance is one of the most critical. For so many Nigerian households, the cost of housing either soaks up over half their income or necessitates living in substandard conditions. That is why Abuja International Housing Show Conference and Exhibition, which is meant to inform practitioners and policymakers alike, will delve into the latest research on driving growth and sustainability in Nigerian housing and mortgage markets, improving structures and policies for impacts. Why do you have to attend the 12th Abuja International Housing Show, the largest housing and construction event in Africa? Take a listen.
The Abuja Housing Show is an annual event that brings together many vendors and exhibitors, providing attendees the opportunity of networking. The Housing and Construction Expo ran, during which time approximately 15,000 people attended the event. Abuja Housing Show generally attracts foreign visitors to Nigeria and the host city, Abuja. There is always an influx of visitors and the opportunity to network with thousands of attendees from contractors, developers, architects, government and other construction industry professionals. Will feature over 200 local and international exhibitors and thousands of quality attendees showcasing the latest projects, development, investment and opportunities. The most highly regarded Abuja Housing Show Conference and Exhibitions aims to not only bring together top decision makers in the housing construction industry, but also create opportunities for the visitors to witness and experience the latest equipment, machineries, innovation of construction, interior designs and property developers. Why exhibit? Meet the right people. The event will bring together the key players in the market, providing exhibitors with valuable face time with both existing clients and potential new business partners. It is the best way to make sure you are meeting the right people for you. Exhibitions are a great way to build relationships, make sales and gather relevant leads. Face-to-face interaction allows your sales team to achieve the equivalent of 2 months of work across 3 days. Exhibitions are a great way to stand out from the crowd, build an attention-grabbing stand, have your best staff on site, conduct some effective pre-show promotions, and scrupulously follow up with the contacts you've made. Showcase your latest products and solutions. Take advantage of the high number of visitors and the various demo programs throughout the event. To showcase your latest products and build your brand awareness, appeal to all visitors looking for solutions for their major construction and infrastructure projects by introducing your latest technologies and services. Abuja Housing Show is the ideal event for any new product and technology launches.
To attend the 12th Abuja International Housing Show as an exhibitor or participant, log on to www.abujainternationalhousingshow.com or call the contact number below. pleasure sharing housing information with you. Thanks for being there. Don't forget to tune in next week for another informative episode. In the meantime, get in touch with Urban Shelter Limited for that luxury and affordable home. And do visit housingnews.org.nj, the largest housing news website for all the latest information. I remain your housing diva, Flora. God bless Nigeria.